Hello friends, welcome to BISP Solutions. My name is Basant and this is yet another video for the custom validations. In the series of EDMCS, we are just building the expression and all the things. So in today's video, we are going to validate node and we are going to do validation with lookup sets. So let's start. So first I will show you my application. Okay. So this is our EDMCS application, and this application I have created one custom application and we will be using that application for our use case. So this is the custom application I have. Let me just open the view for it. Okay, so when we go to views, we will find the particular view for the application. So as you know, in the custom validation, we can like provide a validation rule under the particular application, so that whenever there is a like we have boolean, so whenever there is a true value for the boolean, then that rule will not throw any error. Validation rule will not throw any error. But if the boolean value is false, then we will get an error. Okay, so this is our application, and you can see in the views we have the account dimension, and you can see we have the chart of accounts for that. Okay, and let me show you some properties for that, for a particular node. Okay, so suppose we have cash account and we have name, description, account type, parent, and ignore this one because it is repeated. Okay, so we are just concerned with the financial category and account type for this particular our use case. Okay, so let's go to our use case and let's see what output we are expecting, and what about this use case. So this is the use case I have made for the particular video. Okay, so what we are going to figure out, what we are going to do in this case. So suppose we have two properties, that is financial category, and we have one account type property. So suppose I just input cash. Okay, or you can just see here in the output, suppose we have selected cash in the financial category, so it should match with the account type. So we are just linking between the two properties, that is a financial category and account type. So if we select cash, because you all know that cash is just the asset account, and suppose if we add, let's say I add creditors. Okay, so it should always go to liabilities. It should not go to asset. Okay, that's a very basic thing. So these type of linkage we are going to set up here with the help of lookup sets. Okay, and plus we are going to validate it with the custom validations. So let's start. So at the step one, we have to create a prerequisite that the property should be there. Okay, the first is financial category under the particular application. Okay, and we have to create one lookup set for the for this. Okay, and at the third thing is that we should have the account type property in our application. So let's say if we input this type of sequence we have to follow in this. So suppose when we open the properties tab with a particular property, you will have two things there. That one is value and label under the allowed values. So we have to write, suppose we are going to derive cash and we have to link the cash to the asset. So we have to write cash, and value you can give in capital you can give. So in my case I have taken cash as in the uppercase, and in the key I will show you the linkage. So I have put label in cash in label, and in the capital alphabets I have put in cash in value. Okay, and I have just the same with the same characters and with the same lowercase uppercase whatever it is, I have just taken in the key for the lookup sets, and then I have given a value for that. So I have given a as the value, and in the account type I have given when we open the properties of the account type, you will see you again get two options, that is two fields, that is value and label. So that then you will give it as A for the asset and label it as asset. So whenever you we have to build the expression for that also in the step 2, so we can just validate it. So when we check the output, so suppose I take cash or vice versa, I take asset in account type. So it will only do the validation and do not throw any error when cash matches with the asset. And if say we add creditors in the financial category, and if we and then we link with the account type, we have to manually link it. So then when we link it with the account type, it should be liability only. And if this if I take asset for the creditors, so it will give an error that other than wait a second, other than asset, then we will get error. And error should be like, we can just manually give any error for that. We can write the error message, failure message. So that error we will get as financial category must be valid for the selected account type, valid for the selected account type. So this type of error we will get. Okay, so let's do the practical of it, and we will see the output. So again, I'm telling you that at the first step we have to create the prerequisites, that is financial category should be there in the application, and whatever the use case you are just doing in your particular area. Okay, so you have that, you can have that type of property. Okay, this is this is a kind of example I'm just taking. So at the second step, we have to build the expression. I will also practically show you how we can build the expression for that. And at the third step, we will just check the output. So let's start. So I will go to my application, and as the properties are already there, so I will just create a lookup set. So go to home page, and under here you can find lookup sets, or else you can just go to navigator, and you can also go to lookup sets from here. So I have made one lookup set here. Okay, and you can also create your lookup set from the create icon here. So I will just open it and go to definition, and here, for the sake of just showing you, and one more thing, I have already added the application, and for the sake of just showing you, I will also just add one more value, key and value in this. Okay, so likewise we have in our use case, we have goodwill, and we have to link it with the asset. So I will just go to lookup set, and you can also just see from here that we have to link it, how you have to link it. So I will write GW in the key, and in the value I will write A. So to add a lookup value, you have to click on this plus icon, and I will write GW for the good value, and the value is A for the asset, and I will just save it. Okay, it is saved. And now I will go to financial categories and also add this one in the financial properties, financial category property. So just simply close it, go to properties, and I will find my property. Okay, this is the property, and under this you will find your application, that is custom application in my case, and go to account, and just scroll it down, and you will see, because I have checked used allow values, that is why I'm getting this field here, structure here. So let me just again add a new row and provide the value and label. So in financial category, what we have, that we have to write GW in the value, and at the label we have to give it as goodwill. So I will write GW, and you can also just copy, okay, whatever in raw data, raw file you have, you can just copy and paste, and let me just save it. So in the financial category, I have given all the required things. You can see here I provided cash, likewise we have in the Excel sheet, I provided cash, current CURILIAB for the current liabilities, and I provided GW for the goodwill. Okay, all are same. You can check here. Let me just save it. Okay, and close. And now I will open account type. So this is a type of very basic and requirement if your client needs, or in any other particular case, if you want to do this kind of validation, you can provide. So I will again just drill it down. And one more thing, because you have already provided A for the label asset in the value A, you have already provided the asset, and for the value L, you have already provided the label liability. So like we have in our use case, again the it is repeating, so we don't have to provide again, have to provide in the properties the same thing. It will not make any sense. Okay, so we will just skip this part, because we have already like the value and label, same value and label. So we do not add with the same, okay, with the same name. So I will just gray it out. So because it is repeating, so we are not adding this. So again, I will just close, and let's go to the view. Okay, so we are at the views for the custom application, and let's add. Okay, and because we have not provided any expression yet, so I'm just giving you an example without expression, and with expression we will just see. Okay, so go to properties, and just you can just write cache 3, because we are adding in the cache and cache equivalent. Okay, so here we do not have like any kind of, if I want to give it as liability, it will take with the asset. Okay, it will not throw any type of error, but that is incorrect for the cache account. It should be matched with the cache. Okay, and vice versa, if I give it as liability, so it should not be like cash, it should be like current liabilities, though it is a cash account. So we have to make it cash to be correct, and make it asset and make it cash in the financial category, so then it will make sense. So let me just close this. We are not going to do this. Okay, and let's build a expression. So to build the expression, we just have to go to inspect, okay, in the viewpoint, and go to data chain, go to node types, and go to account, and here we will define the custom validation rule. So go to validation and just click create. So you have to name it, like you can give any name. So I will just name it as validation or lookup set account type. Okay, so I have given the particular name for this. Let me just create it, and you have to go to definition, click on edit, and click on enable. And let's give the failure message first. So let me just copy it and paste it here. So whenever the validation rule activates, and if you do not work according to the validation, this failure message will pop up, and it will say as financial category must be valid for the selected account type. Okay, and trigger action I will add, uh, make it as add. So when we add particular node, it will work. And let's give the expression. So we have the proper structure here, and I will just change the statement here. I will use if in this condition. So if what we have, if node properties, and that is custom account, equals, so it should equals with the lookup set what we are expecting. So equals, now I will give the lookup set here, go to lookup sets, So that is why we already made one lookup set, and you will find the lookup set here. Okay, when you link with the application and find and node properties and financial category. Okay, this is the correct one. Okay, financial category and disable pass through false. So when this all things is correct, okay, so we want to return the value for the boolean as true. You have to select boolean and make it true. Else what we want it false, so it will give error if this condition do not satisfy. So we want to return it as boolean as false. Okay, so again, if node properties custom account type equals, and to find in the lookup set with the financial category, so it will not allow to like if we make it as true, it will not allow to like uh, take it as the correct validation. So we are just disable pass through is false, and to return the value as true. Okay, then the validation will work, and else it will give through an error. So let's apply and save it, and I will just close and refresh all the things, so we get all the conditions and all the things here correctly. Okay, so it is now refreshing. Okay, so it is refreshed. Okay, so let's add node in the current asset, and in the cache and cache equivalent I will add a child to the cache and cache equivalent, and you can see it already have some children. Okay, so let's make a new request and make cache account 3. So add a child and cache 3. I will just add description, you can provide any. I'm just skipping for now. And you know that cache account should always be asset, so I will select asset, but in the financial category it is not given the pop up that we have not chosen the correct financial category. It should not be blank, that is why it is giving the error message. And let's select cache and click here. Okay, so now you can see we the error message has gone. Okay, so let's select its current liability. Okay, so it will again give an error. So I will just make it as cache, and our validation rule is working perfectly fine. So let's just submit it, and again I will add let's add current liabilities. Okay, we don't have in this hierarchy because for the particular chart of accounts. So let's make a new request and add current liabilities. Again I will add child and add current liabilities. So we will just give the financial category as current liabilities. Okay, we have the current liabilities. Okay, and we have to choose the account type. So account type for the current liability should always be liability. I will select that, and for the financial category it should be like we can add more than 3 of the financial categories. We can add more of it. So I will just select current liabilities, so it will match with the current liabilities and account type as liability. So now it is not giving error, so let me just submit it again. So you can see how the validation rule will work. Okay, and likewise we have in the third input we have. Okay, so we have goodwill, so let's add goodwill also. Okay, and it should take asset in the account type. So go to total assets and go to long term assets. So under this we will add goodwill, so make a new request again, and simply just add a child to it. Okay, so I will just name it as goodwill. You can give like whatever type of account you are just adding, you have to mention all the values in here. Like if we add equity, so again you have to go to the properties of account type and you have to add equity individually, and then you can like select from the list. So let's add financial category first, and then we'll select the account type. So vice versa, it will give the error, and I will select the account type as asset. So now the error is gone. So this is type of validation you can provide in the application, and I'm just submitting it. So this was the case how you can build a particular like validation for with the lookup sets, and you can make your use case also. So thank you for watching this video, and stay tuned for more such videos like this, and have a good day. Thanks.